Bruh.
It won't be just one gravity.
Bruh. Bruh. Bruh.
What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Nothing But Skills, bringing you another division video. And today, guys, before we get into this video, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been supporting my channel. Thank you to all 9,000 subscribers. Thank you to everybody who believes in this channel, who comes back video after video after video. You're always commenting. I just want to say thank you guys again. You guys are the best. Down below, hashtag 9K squad or team skills if you love watching my videos. So that's enough talking, guys, because this video is going to be a little bit longer than usual because I want to go in depth on this build. This build is my favorite build to run. It's the build that I run the most, and it's the best build for solo players. So when you do get this gear set, I really recommend you watching this video, even hitting like on it, so that way you can save the video and then come back to this video and then build around this template. And if you want to make some changes here and there, you can. But at least you guys are going in the right direction by watching this video. So let's get into this build, guys, and why this build is the best solar PvP build out there right now. First thing you'll notice is I'm running an MP5 ST and a lightweight M4. My firearms is 6,681. My stamina is 6,549 and my electronics is 2,961. And let's talk about Nomads and what it does for you newer players and why it's so good, and even for your veterans if you just want to sit down, listen for a little bit, and then we'll get into the build itself. So what Nomads does is set 2 bonus gives you 15% health on kill. What is health on kill? Anytime you kill an NPC or a player, you're going to get 15% of your health back. What Nomad's Resolve does is it grants a constant small amount of healing, allowing the user to regenerate all segments of health bar during combat. So with this, you get a constant heal, but you won't get an overheal unless you're using more pieces. And set bonus for Path of Nomad. When receiving fatal damage, you're instead healed to full health and can occur every 4 minutes. So if you're about to get killed, your life bar will shoot all the way up. And then if you're running Recovery Link, you can have another health even if you're just running a 4-piece. So that's why it's pretty cool to run Nomad. Now, what really makes this build is set bonus 5 and set bonus 6. Set bonus 5 gives you an additional 10% health on kill. So that's a total of 25% health on kill every time you kill an NPC or even a player. And then you get improved Nomad's Resolve, increasing the amount of healing from Nomad Resolves. Nomad Resolves will now overheal. So have you ever noticed when I'm running around with this build, it looks like I have an overheal? Well, that's set bonus 5, and that's why this build is so good to run with a 5-piece, and then especially running with a 6-piece. But if you don't have the 6-piece and you only have 5-piece, it's still a really good build. Now set bonus 6, which makes this build, it's called Nomad's Luck. 50% chance to have no cooldown on the Path of Nomad. You take 60% less damage for 10 seconds after the Path of Nomad is triggered. So as soon as they kill you and your Nomad procs the first time, you're going to get that 60% less damage for 10 seconds. So if you're face tanking a striker, a predator's build, another Nomad, you're going to be super tanky and be able to drop them. And that's a 50% chance with no cooldown. So that means Nomads could proc up to 2, 3, 4, 5 times. There's no telling how many times it can proc. I've had mine personally proc 4 times, but I've seen other people's proc more than that. It's a really good build to have for farming the dark zone, running solo, because if people come up behind you, a 4-man team, if you try to fight a 4-man team in 1.8, it's really hard if they have someone running predators, they have one guy running nomads, they have one guy running striker. You're most likely not going to kill anybody if they focus you, but you do have a chance to run away, save that gear, and hopefully stay alive. So that's enough talking about what Nomad does. Let's get into how I have this build set up. So for the chest piece, it's rolled stamina, it has exotic damage resilience, health, and ammo capacity. Like I've told you before, in all my builds, I recommend running exotic damage resilience and health on your chest piece. I feel like they're the best in the slot for this gear piece. For the mods, I'm running firearm mods with critical hit chance, and that's pretty much what I'm running on all my gear pieces because I want to stack as much critical hit chance as I can with this build since I have a lot of survivability just with Nomad's Luck. For the mask, it's rolled firearms, it has exotic damage resilience, and burn resistance. Now for the major attribute, if you don't want to run exotic damage resilience, you can run critical hit chance here. I chose to put exotic damage resilience just to have some kind of survivability against Predator's mark, so I'm not bleeding as quick. Now the extra 11% may not seem like a lot, but for me, I've noticed staying above 20% exotic damage resilience has been really good. For the mods, I'm running firearm mods with 1% critical hit chance. For the knee pads, the rolled stamina. The major attribute is critical hit damage. The minor attributes is damage to elites, bleed resistance, and disorient resistance. So I choose to roll critical hit damage on my knee pads on my Nomad because I tend to have a lot more survivability with this build because of Nomad's luck and having the chance of it proccing multiple times, and I do face tank a lot more with this build. So I want to be able to put out as much damage as possible, and having a little bit more critical hit damage to me is a little bit better than having health on this type of build. For the mods, I'm running firearm mods with critical hit chance and performance mods with first aid self-heal. I know 6% first aid self-heal isn't that great in 1.8, especially since I run a booster shot with this build. There's not really anything else I want to put here, so I'm running first aid self-heal performance mod on all my gear pieces. For my holster, the major attribute is critical hit chance, and like I told you before, I'm stacking as much critical hit chance on this build as possible. The other piece that I could stack critical hit chance, I already told you, is the mask. I chose to put exotic damage resilience. On the holster, best in slot for me is critical hit chance on all my builds. For the mods, I'm running performance mods with first aid self-heal. For the gloves, they're rolled critical hit damage, SMG damage, and critical hit chance. They're rolled firearms, and that's how I really recommend you running these gloves. So whatever gun you're running, that's what you need to roll here. So if you want to run an M4, then instead of SMG damage, it needs to have assault rifle damage. That's how you're going to get enough damage with your build to be able to PvP well in 1.8. You guys know me, I'm not saying I'm amazing at PvPing, but I'm pretty good and all my builds do pretty well. And the reason why is because I try to stack as much critical hit chance and critical hit damage on my builds and have some kind of survivability. So I like to stay around 6,000 stamina on all my classify sets. And then for my Hexo builds and my other builds that I run in last stand and skirmish alone, those I can stack a little bit more firearms because they don't have that much survivability. So my goal with those builds is just to put out as much damage as possible. Hopefully I can drop them before they drop me. And the last piece, the backpack of Nomad. It's rolled stamina, it has critical hit damage and burn resistance. Again here, a lot of people are going to say, why aren't you rolling health on your major attribute? I choose to roll critical hit damage on my backpack and my knee pads because this build just has so much survivability. Why stack more health when you have the path of Nomad and you have Nomad's luck and then you have that constant overheal? There's no real reason to waste health on there. Put critical hit damage on there, and that way you can probably crit a lot higher if you're stacking around 50% crit chance like I do. For the mods, I'm running firearm mods with critical hit chance and performance mod with first aid self-heal. So let's get into the skills. So for the skills, I recommend running a booster shot and immune box. Now, why did I choose a booster shot over an overdose? Well, for Nomad's luck, since you already have that constant overheal, using a booster shot is going to give you temporarily increase your damage and your damage resistance. It's only going to heal me for around 50,000, and of course, overdose will heal me for around 81,000. But I'd rather have that increased damage and that damage resistance as soon as I get into a battle, because in 1.8, if you can try to drop someone before they can drop you, you're going to be a lot better off. And if you've seen any of my PvP videos, I'm running booster shot now over overdose. It comes back every 51 seconds. And then I pair that with my immune box. Now you can run any box you want, but I really recommend you running an immune box because of the shock turret that everybody's running in PvP. I don't like shock turrets, but a lot of people run shock turrets, especially strikers, to build up their stack really quick. Players can drop you because you can't heal, you can't do anything. So for the immune box, it helps prevent that, and then it's also going to be your biggest heal you have in the game. It's going to be bigger than your overdose, and it's going to be bigger than your booster shot if you're not stacked in electronics. It's going to come back every 36 seconds and a little bit faster depending on what talents you have. For the talents, I recommend running Adrenaline. Med kits now give you 7 seconds of immunity from status effects. Critical save. Use a med kit during low health to increase damage resistance by 20% for 10 seconds. Strike back. Reach low health to reduce active skill cooldowns by 20%. And then, of course, on the move, kill a hostile while moving to reduce incoming damage by 15% for 10 seconds. Now remember, these talents are great for solo play. Now if I was running in a group, I would take off on the move and I would put on triage, heal an ally with the skill to reduce skill cooldowns by 15%. And then I would also add on combat medic. Use a med kit in your allies to heal group members and proxies for 20 meters by 40%. So if we get into the guns, of course I run the house with this build, but lately I've been running the MP5 ST and my Navy MP5. So my MP5 ST has 23% critical hit chance. It hits at 18.9k damage. The talents are responsive. Damage is increased by 10% when closer than 10 meters to the target. Deadly critical hit damage is increased by 15%. and unforgiving missing health segments increase your damage. One missing segment is an additional 10% damage. 2 missing segments is an additional 25% damage. Now the mods I have on this MP5ST is a pro red dot sight with 18% critical hit damage, 6% headshot damage, and 2.5 critical hit chance. A loud vent break with 18% critical hit damage, 6% headshot damage, and 3% critical hit chance. A small grip with 19% critical hit damage, 2.5 stability, and 2% accuracy. An extended mag with 118% magazine size, 3% critical hit chance, and 5.6 rate of fire. Now for my secondary, which I really recommend you running on this build just to give you a little bit more survivability, and when you're farming you can kill an NPC, or if you're in last stand you kill an NPC and then you go into battle. And let's talk about it. The assault rifle has 21% enemy armor damage. It has 17.2k damage. Now this gun is not fully optimized. I just wanted to point that out there. My MP5ST is fully optimized and this gear set is fully optimized, but this gun is not. The top talent is predatory. Killing a target regenerates 35% of health over 20 seconds. That's why I said use this gun when you're farming or you're in last stand. You kill an NPC and then get into battle, because for the next 20 seconds you have an additional 35% of your health coming back, which gives you a lot of survivability. It also has deadly critical hit damage is increased by 15%, and then it has responsive damage is increased by 10% when closer than 10 meters to the target. For the mods on my M4, it's modded a little bit different. I have critical hit chance of 7.5%, 4% critical hit damage, and 6% headshot damage. I have a suppressor with 18% critical hit damage, 3% critical hit chance, and 6% headshot damage. I have a small grip with 19% critical hit damage, stability, and reload speed, and then an extended mag with magazine size, critical hit chance, and rate of fire. If we get into the character, you're going to see my critical hit chance is 46.5%. My critical hit damage is 130%. Now if I ran the 4% critical hit chance on my mask, I would be up at 50% critical hit chance and 130% critical hit damage, which is really good. So if you want to run it that way, you can. My headshot damage is 62%. My health on kill is 25%. My damage to elites is 16%, which is good for killing NPCs in the dark zone or in last stand. My max health is 323,000. My armor mitigation is 33%. I have 22% exotic damage resilience, 33% bleed resistance, 34% burn resistance, and 33% disorient resistance. Now this is how I feel that the Nomad should be ran. Remember, this is my personal opinion. It's fully optimized. The critical hit chance is up there. The critical hit damage is up there. You're putting out enough damage that you drop players. You have survivability. This is nothing but Skills' build. This is not someone else's build. This is how I want to run it. Now if you guys enjoy my PvP builds, if you like how I'm doing in PvP, then maybe you can try my builds out. And if you like them, well, hey, at least you know that it's working. I put out builds to help you guys. I put out builds as templates. I'll never tell you in my builds that this is the worst thing you can do to your build. The only thing I'll ever tell you is this is a template. This is to get you going in the right direction. If you watch my PvP videos, if you watch my live streams, my builds tend to work. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and this is the first time you're watching a video, hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, if you have any questions, I'm really active on my YouTube channel, so use the comment section down below. If you don't see me in last stand, if you don't see me in skirmish, or if you don't see me in the dark zone, it's only a matter of time. Nothing but Skills is out.